Well, this one came out of nowhere.
Gabby Morrow, The Hollow.
Hell's Paradise Season 1 review. We started watching this. We stopped because we had other shows that we were watching at the same time. We devoted more of our time, but we watched it independently. We have no idea what each other thinks about this one.
No.
We didn't have the privilege of sitting down together and discussing each one where we have an idea.
This is the first time we're sitting, actually, after watching it.
Yes. So, Hell's Paradise, a show of ninjas and demons and blood and nibbleless titties and
Shame.
it sounds real superficial, but oh my god, did I love this show. Okay? This was as far of a left field hit for me where I couldn't be happier.
It comes from the same place as Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, it's Mappa.
Yeah.
Studio Mappa is the one.
And Jujutsu Kaisen.
I don't know how they have enough time to eat, sleep, have families, do anything.
I'm sure they treat their artists very well.
Yeah, okay.
They're underworked and overpaid.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's get back to work or you don't have a job.
So,
but anyway,
I thought the storyline was great. I thought the characters and the relationships were just yes, this is what I want. The left turns in the story, the power system. I can't say enough about the relationships of the show, the backstories about where people come from, why they do the things they do. I loved this so much. I thought this was fantastic. Yeah.
I believe
We're done.
the art was a little lacking.
It was different. I don't think it was lacking.
I think it was weaker compared to what other things we've watched.
Considering how much Mappa has on their plate.
Right, so you're skimping on it.
And they don't know how well it was going to be received as much as something that was hyped up as much as
I never heard about it until you. But also, then again, I've never heard of Chainsaw Man except for you.
Yes, but Chainsaw Man had a lot of hype coming
If
into
we're
it.
comparing the two, I think artistically wise, Chainsaw Man was better.
Okay, sure.
I think
You say so?
the story of the show. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm just going to tell you now. I like the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for a season 2.
Okay.
My only concern is I believe the story was very choppy. I don't think there was any fluid motion to it. I think that specifically hit once the group separated. Once Gabamaro and his girlfriend, Sagiri,
Yeah.
kind of separated. I think that really took I think because this Falls Victim, it was 13 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were trying to fit too many stories in one 13-episode sitting. Because you had Sagiri and Gabumaro.
Yeah.
You had the blind instructor and the helper and the girl.
Yep.
You had the people of the island, and you had the criminals, and then you had it was just a lot to take in, and this is probably just a me thing. This is an anime that was almost too fast for me to read. I believe there was parts that I missed because my ignorance to be like, okay, nope, you know what, I'll pick it up in the next time. The story is good. I think the way it was portrayed was weak, especially when you're looking at, you're trying to grab new people with something like this. Obviously, it wasn't so known about it, and it wasn't so hyped up. So you're trying to grab an audience to be like, okay, here's the story, here's an island, which I did enjoy in the beginning. We didn't need the fluff of we got his past throughout the season. And I just, don't even get me started on the ending. I hated the last episode.
Well, because we don't want to get too spoiled.
I know, I don't want to.
Yeah, so because there were so many characters introduced to the season,
Too many.
they had to split it up like that.
Absolutely, I get that.
And
But you had 13
kinda-
episodes to make a telling story.
I understand where you're coming from and don't have anything to say to in contrast to what your opinion is. I just enjoyed how it was ooh, who am I getting this episode? What are they doing? And taking a break away from some characters to highlight others was completely okay to me, only because every character they introduced, I was like, man, they're really going to make me like this character? Yep, they did.
My favorite,
Yep.
favorite character right now, besides the giant of Baizen, was the blind guy.
Yeah, Sheehan.
My God.
I
thought his character, and okay, I will say the slow development of what I'm going to say Tan.
Tao.
No, the TAN.
Oh, the Tensen.
Yeah, well, like what they could see, that aura they were getting off was
Tau.
the tan.
That's Tau.
Is it Tau?
Yeah, Tau.
Okay.
Yep.
So what they were giving off was...
That's the power system, basically.
Yeah, it was cool. They all came pre-packed with it conveniently enough, which I found
No,
kind of
it's-
like, oh,
No, because
okay.
they learned it, but it was like
No, they didn't learn it.
explained
It was there. I
differently.
feel like they were all chosen to be there.
No,
That's the
like,
way I took it.
The purple hair girl, she learned a version of what it is, but her people called it something different.
Okay, we're gonna also. This is gonna take a hard. We're gonna turn this way real quick. I'm gonna rip the wheel because with the nippleless titties,
Yeah.
I didn't really like need the slime coated hentai like expellant on her. Like, yeah, she processed slime through her body. We all know what that looked.
Well, that was a vial.
Let's be real.
that
No.
was
That was venom that she ingested that then she turned to secrete it as slime, as men secrete things on animated
Well, we
women.
know that there's like some like sexuality in anime,
And yet
That's
I
just
got
gonna
no
come-
nipples,
That's just gonna
and I
come
got
with it.
hermaphroditic gods
Yeah.
that could pick and choose what they wanted. And you know what? The whole idea, like, okay, I don't know. Here's another character, the May or Mai, the girl, the pink-haired girl. She came out of nowhere, which I'm fine with. I did like Groot, the tree man.
Yeah.
But she came out of nowhere. Understand that sex and rape is a power system in there. It's how you really complete the
It's
yin
a
and
version.
the yang.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't complete it. That's why the god of the island fed her to all the male society in the inner, not the inner ring, but the middle ring. The concept's cool, man. I like the show, but I fully think that like it suffered from yet another short season.
I would have loved
Could I
more
have watched
episodes.
11 more episodes? Absolutely.
I would have loved more episodes. I'm not going to fight you on that. I think
did
it was
the last episode just stop?
But what
It
they
just stopped.
did in the amount of episodes they had,
Sure.
the way that they made me care, I literally did not dislike a single introduced character.
I didn't
Not
think I was
one.
going to like Gabimaru.
Not one. Well, first of all, Guy Morrow might be. He's
I
up there for me.
loved
as like,
him.
For season 1, like pilot
Yeah.
season protagonist. I'm like, you don't get much better than Gabby Morrow.
No.
I will say, the thing that keeping this from like the holy grail for me was, I hated the last scene. I hated
How
it.
it just ended? How it should have...
No, well, hold on,
It just
because something I'm
existed?
going to give it amazing marks for. Were talk about the way to expertly leave you on cliffhangers every
No,
week.
that was very good, but where I don't like
Every
it is my
week.
last episode.
No, and I'm agreeing with you. The cliffhanger
Yes.
at the end was kind of like build up, 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 psych.
Like, we didn't even see, but like, so the last episode only had Gabimaru in it for like maybe 10
I would have
seconds.
liked him in this. In
There was
the,
a
in the
whole
finale
nother
more than
side of
that.
the story going on that we just neglected.
I loved how the Tensen, the gods of this place, had transformations when they got to their oh
Yeah,
shit moment,
yeah,
where
yeah.
it was like, I'm like Demon Slayer. It's like, what is your final form?
Right, it was
and
like
they had that, and
the
I
bay
thought
leaf of
the crazy like things that they became, and these
flower
gross,
monsters.
like abominations of like beings. I thought the
and you
first of all,
saw the
I
yin,
thought
the yin and yang in there.
I thought the fluidity of the animation was amazing. Okay, you could say like the detail wasn't there,
wasn't
but
crisp and clean.
I don't care. I don't care.
No, I
Because you know
enjoyed the
why?
show.
I will take expert storytelling, character development, and relationships over S tier animation every single time.
Oh, no, I
and there is
agree.
an anime I'm watching right now. I'm catching up with called Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah, I was
The
told to watch
worst
that.
part of the show is the animation. It's almost comically so. They're like, yeah. See that building? Oh yeah, we're not even finished drawing it. Doesn't matter. You don't care. You know why you're here? The story is
This is meat and potatoes
fucking
right here.
incredible. And I'm halfway through season 3. And yeah, I will always care about characters, relationships, backstories,
Right.
motives over, okay, you could have put a little bit more into the budget of the animation. I will always side
But
with
if you
that.
look at the development of Skiri, I thought it was pretty.
Hers was fantastic.
No, look, she from point A to point B. There was a lot
She had
in between,
so
like
much.
in one scene, she just figured out life. I'm just like, I don't know about that.
I wasn't one scene. It was
It
through
seemed
the
like
se- it was through
she's
the
now
entire
like
season.
in some awkward love situation with the Gabimaru because now
awesome.
we're at this point that
Awesome.
we can't talk much about it. But
I know where you're going.
yeah, right.
I know where you're going, and I'm optimistic now. I'm like,
Absolutely. That I want that more than anything.
Ooh,
Now, I
yeah.
also like, the characters in it were cool.
Fantastic.
Even the criminal that we ended with, the big guy with one hand, I think he ended up being cool. Like, it introduced. Oh God!
Character.
And then I've gone.
The brothers.
I've literally gone blind to that whole story because here's yet another chunk of story that we just squeeze into 13 episodes.
And I still loved it.
Yeah, we needed more.
And in season 2, what is he going to be? We don't want to spoil it again.
No.
It's just like
I just wanted
as
more.
a pilot season to a show that had little to no like recognition coming into it, besides people that are really big fans of the manga.
Correct.
Okay? You're always gonna have that with the anime. There's always gonna be a core group of fans. This didn't have fanfare coming into it, and it is being like wildly accepted as like, oh, well, this is amazing.
Now, if I knew what I gave Chainsaw Man, I could not recollect.
An A.
Okay. Then I'll change my grade.
Because I thought this was for
I thought it was better
season,
than Chainsaw Man.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I think all of it, so that's
and
why
I wasn't disappointed in Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man,
Not at
to me, I actually want to go back and rewatch that whole season now that I've actually separated myself away from it for a time now. But as a pilot season, I thought Hell's Paradise was better than Chainsaw Man.
Absolutely. And that's why now, after you told me what we gave it, I'll give it a better grade than what you guys will see on
So
the board.
we're going to go into the layman's review and see what we got here. So, let's guess before we review.
I think we're both going to... Well, what I have written, obviously, is not what I'm giving it.
All right, well, what do you think I gave it?
I think give it an A.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I would give it an A.
Excellent
because I
pilot
think
season.
It's better than Chainsaw Man. I'm looking forward.
And Chainsaw Man's an A.
I just don't like how they did it. I think it could have been slightly a little bit better. But I just don't know who decides season length in anime.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the artists and the creators have so much they have to get out because they want the story to go a certain way.
Yep.
But, like, I don't think currently that I'm looking more forward to season 2 of this series than anything that we're watching for the next season.
Doesn't that in and of itself grant a really good rating?
I think it's just because, like, I don't know, because, well, here's what it is. They left you with 47 cliffhangers, no answers, and, like, if they never came back out, I'd be a little bummed out because what happens, I'd have to read the manga.
It's already been announced.
Okay, perfect. I'm good with that. I'd have to, like, but I need to know more about certain characters that had a blip of screen time.
And you know what? I would say yes if you didn't make the most of every scene that every character had. I think
the brothers we got very little of.
But even
very little.
Even that was like, I'm here for it.
Because if they weren't there, I wouldn't have known
But I can wait with like bated breath for what they're going to do with them. But I'm still here for it. Every character introduced was a slam dunk.
I think they're all like they're also a little overpowered for me. They were just normal criminals, and then they have all godlike superpowers.
Well, they're not normal criminals. They're the people that are alive still are alive. Several criminals died. We're only left with like 10 characters after how many came to the island.
Yeah.
So the ones that are left are the ones that actually are like, oh no, these motherfuckers are like up here. For a pilot season, a season 1 of a show, it has to introduce you to the world. It has to introduce you to the power system. It has to introduce you to the characters and relationships. It has to introduce you to like some big baddie. It has to introduce you to the world of Hell's Paradise. Enough so in 13 episodes that makes you go, oh yeah, that was a banger.
And you know what I also found like a waste of time? So I'm not thrilled about the big bads. I'm not thrilled about them. They're just some sex crazed cult. That was kind of like, oh, okay. Well,
sex is definitely a part of it.
Turned into flowers. My God, if it's sex, give me full nudity. Don't tease me now. Don't edge me.
If it's TVMA,
a nipple
give
or
me
two.
a TVMA.
Don't sit there and show full frontal, and it's like we're looking now. My cave brain really rationalized it to Ken and Barbie.
No, and we honestly
doll,
like yes. So we're adults, and we know that anime like Hell's Paradise is made for adults. So if it's made for adults, just give us the unedited version, because I will agree with you.
Took you out of the moment.
I don't want you to tell me like, yeah, just imagine how like raunchy this would be, or imagine how like
can you just taste it.
Just like give it to me then.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
it's for adults anyway.
That is.
It's
so
not
that was
meant-
a big tell.
Yeah, it wasn't meant for kids. This
And
is
the useless middle. Like, we didn't get. So we got a little bit of backstory about Treacle. The useless god figures that they were just hacking and slashing to bits.
the giants and everything else,
What
like
are they
the
there for?
inhabitants
Just
of the
getting
island.
hacked up?
Well, the regular people probably died to them a lot. The
And I
regular
guess they're
comics.
not obviously they're trained like ninjutsu or whatever they called it, and their keepers, the White Jacket. I also don't know the name of that group, but it starts with an A, I think. They were good. I know they're all skilled and they were all handpicked for a reason. That's what I kept telling myself. These are top tier
Yes.
people that they
That's correct.
caught.
That's correct.
And you had, and I liked the Giant of Paizen. I liked that storyline. He wasn't just part of the crew. No, he's there. He's going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
The best he can. I think Gabba having is like we're diving a little deeper into his past, which I like. It ended, and that's it.
And I'm here for season 2.
No, me too. I can't wait.
And so that was Hell's Paradise season 1. If you haven't watched it yet, somehow
Recommend definitely doing it.
go watch that, because if you are even slightly into anime, it's going to blow you away, in my opinion. Don't let me cloud your judgment. Go watch it for yourself. But until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.